So today we are going to be playing a very heavily requested deck, and this is a combination of Boros Madness and Boros Bully. We know that Boros Bully is quite a good deck, it has some 5-0 records in the MTGO leagues, and Boros Madness is a very new archetype which only a few people have experimented with, and this is because of the melded Moxite. So basically yes, this is a combination of Bully and Madness in this Boros shell. So the idea is you are playing your discard spells, you know, you've got the Moxite, you've got 3 Bitter Reunions, pretty good since it's a permanent, which is great with the Skyfisher, and for Grab the Prizes. Now, the Grab the Prize is very amazing since it does deal the 2 damage, it's probably the strongest of this effect, but we need some permanents in the draw 1 discard 2 section because of the Skyfisher. So for that reason we are playing 4 Moxites and 3 Reunions. We of course want to discard the Sneaky Snacker and the Fire Temper, like you guys know from the mono red decks, but we now can be discarding things like Rally the Peasants for the flashback and the Prismatic Strands, along with the Battle Screech, which I think is quite powerful. We are going 2, 2 and 2. The reason for the 2 copies is because we are still experimenting and it's very possible we won't have enough white creatures for the Battle Screech, but we are of course going to see as the game goes on. Now because of the Screech and Rally the Peasants, we are actually playing a lot of the Inspectors. We are playing full 8, which means 2 full playsets. I think this is quite important, not only because they are white creatures we can play, they are 1-drops as well, so they fill the curve very nicely and we can be using the clues in the late game to actually gain more cards, which is very important. I think it's very unlikely this deck will run out of cards. I do think there is enough value to keep us going for a very long time, but the clues can be really nice as well. We are of course playing for Lightning Bolts as well. This is the premium removal spell in red. And the mana base I think is quite cool. We've got the Abraded Bluffs, it pings, and we are basically a burn deck, so it does go well with the team. 2 garrisons, since we are playing just 19 lands, and we can be discarding the lands we return with the spells if we don't have anything else. Some mountains, 4 landscapes, and some plains as well should round it up really nicely. Now let's take a look at the sideboard. 1 Journey to Nowhere, this is against the bigger decks, 3 Lone Missionaries against Burn, 2 Tradement Charm against a lot of different decks, this card is very versatile, 3 Dust to Dust against all the affinities, 2 Fairy Maca mostly against Spies and Dredges, and 4 Red Elemental Blast. I think this deck has a very difficult matchup against decks like Mono Blue Tempo and or Fairies. I think mostly the Terror decks though should be a problem, and High Tide of course as well, so the red blasts are very important too. So let me know what you think about this version of Boros Madness down in the comments, and I will see you in the games. Alright guys, very first game, we do go second and we are lacking a red source. This will be already pretty interesting and tempted to keep, since we can turn 1 Inspector, turn 2 Skyfisher, maybe the clue can help us find the red source. I hope we can find one naturally though, let's keep. Okay, they run the Vault of Whispers. That could be a lot of different decks. We find the Landscape. Interesting. I think the Landscape is quite good. I'm just not entirely sure what's the best play here. I think we will go for the Plains and play the Inspector. We are a fast deck after all, so let's start with that. We will aim for a turn 3, Grab the Prize plus Fire Temper, probably. They go Bog, probably a control deck of some sorts. Okay, find Prismatic Strands. Okay, I'm really feeling a Skyfisher here, not gonna lie. I think we can wait with the discard plan. Let's just be a white weenie deck for some time now. They probably think we are white weenie as well. Next turn we can play the Inspector again and prepare for next turn for Grab the Prize. We need double red for that though. They go Rot Farm, probably Gardens. They have not much to do though, that's quite interesting. Rally the Peasants, okay, I see. So we might discard the Rally. We will attack for 2. We will play the Inspector of course, and then go with the Landscape. We could draw a card as well, but then we aren't really sure if we can play the Grab the Prize, so I think we are going to wait and just crack the Landscape. Obviously a little bit weird, right? But I think we should be okay. We go Ice Quake. Alright, yeah, and Bogus. So this is not Gardens, this is Mono Black Land Destruction. I've seen this deck a couple of times, it's interesting. You will search for a mountain. Do find a Battle Screech, it's quite good actually. I think we will just grab the prize away the Screech. Don't find anything of use. That's quite bad actually. If they destroy one more land, we are in trouble. I hoped we would find a land though with grab the price. They go Befoul. Okay, I'm glad they destroyed the Skyfisher, not the land. If they destroy the land, we are pretty screwed. But okay, that's fine for us. Let's attack first. And we will Moxite away the Snacker. Find the Garrison, that's great. Obviously, very vulnerable to land destruction. Let's pick up the Plains, I think. Rancid Earth. Yep. Let's play land. They are decently close to being dead, so that's good for us at least. Maybe we can like bolt them away or something. Let's play a Novice Inspector, and I think we will just bolt their face. Choking Sands on the Plains. Okay. Choking Sands. Okay, so we are landless as of right now, which is quite funny actually. Bolt. Yeah, we have no lands. Let's just attack and hope for the best. They actually befoul the creature. Okay. I wonder what their win condition is though. You know what I mean? Like, they're destroying a lot of lands and creatures. Okay. All we need is a mountain into lightning bolt. Here's a Plains. That's good as well. Let's attack for 1. Let's play the Plains. Beautiful. And Tribune Inspector. We win the first game. Very cool. I'm already seeing some issues with this deck. I think we have too many things to discard. So I might make a little bit of a change after this game, but now let's focus on what matters, and that's the sideboarding. So surprisingly enough, I don't think we have anything against them. They are just like mono black land destruction. We are obviously not ready for that at all. So let's just go. And what we need is a very fast start. I'm thinking they could sideboard something like the Drown in Sorrows, something like the Arms of Hadar, or maybe some win condition to have something to do after they destroy all of our lands. Okay, wow. I think we are pretty happy with this one. They're going first though, so we can go Plains, Inspector into Mountain, grab the prize, discard the Snacker. If we draw land, we can do Reunion into Temper. I like it a lot. Let's keep. They go for, I almost said Mountain, Swamp and do nothing. We will go for Plains into Inspector, turn to probably Prize or Reunion into discarding the Snacker. I really hope they don't play Dark Ritual. They go Pilfer. Okay. I don't think it matters what they discard. You know, discarding the Snacker doesn't make sense, so it's probably grab the price, I would say. Could be Temper or the Inspector, I'm not really sure. It's grab the price, smart. So next turn and forward, they could start destroying our lands, so we need to be careful about that. Let's attack first. And let's Mountain, and let's Bitter Reunion away the Snacker, which obviously comes back, and that's great. We find another Snacker and Novice Inspector. Okay, still looking for that land if possible. They go Icequake, yep. Well, this could get funny again, right? If we don't draw a land, we are suddenly pretty screwed there. Yeah, I really hope we would draw a land with the Reunion. We play 19, which I know we could play 20. Yeah, here's Tribune Inspector. We don't have anything to do. Let's just attack for 3 and say go. If they destroy the mountain, we are actually screwed, I think. But we have a board which deals damage every turn, so I guess that's a redeeming factor there. They cast down the Snacker, alright. So we have a turn to find a land here if possible. Okay, they bog away the Snacker, which doesn't come back, sadly. Land, please. That's not a land. That's okay. We will just Novice Inspector, attack, and pass the turn. I'm just waiting for them to drop something like a Thorn or the Black Rose. Okay, they go Lambus, quite good, quite good. They go Dire Mimic, what is that? Okay, so it's probably a win condition. And they go Rot Farm, probably the Bog. No, the Vault, okay. So they can pay 3 and this becomes a 5/5. And it had Flash actually. Okay, I'm glad they played it on their main phase then. Find the landscape, that's great. We can play the landscape, we can attack for 1. We will definitely Bitter Reunion away the Snacker, probably trying to find more lands, I would say. Wow, that's not a single land, that's really bad. Rancid Earth, yep, so we are back at square 1, and it killed the Snacker too. And this become a 5/5, so we need to be extremely careful. They will attack with the Mimic, okay. So now they have a win condition. I guess that's a win condition indeed, right? Interesting. Never seen a deck like this before. We find Abraded Bluffs, which is nice. So we will hit them for 1, and I guess we will attack. Icequake the Bluffs, yep, we are not escaping the land destruction. And they will probably attack with the Mimic again. We are on a very tight clock here. I think this might result in a loss unless we like draw a Plains. We can just chump block with the Inspectors. Bolt doesn't really do it. Let's bolt the face and say go. Here's the Mimic. Yep. So again, we need Plains, or I think we are going to game 3, right? Since, I mean, we could also block with the Novice Inspector and never give up. Here's a Plains, we like that. So like, no matter what happens, I mean, we could play the Skyfisher. Bounce back the Reunion. May use that next turn. It actually returns the snacker, so it's better than it seems. We'll chump block with the inspector, hopefully. Crack the Lambus, right? They go crypt threats. Does this mean we are dead? No, they deal only 2. Or they can deal 3. Oh, they can deal just 4 and we die, right? X is 5. Sure. Let's go to the third game. Cool deck they have there. Not gonna lie. So with that in mind, do we want to do anything? I don't really think so. Let's just go. And like I said, I already have some options for this deck. So after this game ends, I will make sure to make those changes. I mean, that's a way to play around land destruction, right? We will mulligan though, sadly. Okay, double land, Bitter Reunion into Snacker, into Fisher. That's good. Let's keep. Let's ditch the, I don't know, probably the Snacker, right? Let's run the upgraded bluffs. Deal 1 to them. Say go. They will divest. Probably the Skyfisher, yeah. I'm glad this wasn't the mock site. If it was, they could have taken it with the divest. Now let's run the Reunion. Snacker comes back. Find grab the prize. That's not bad. We also have one more land. Quite useful, quite useful. Witches. Okay, we can lightning bolt that, I think. Find another Snacker. This is really good. Since what we can do is we can bolt the witches. We can attack for 2. We can grab the prize, the Snacker. Find the Bitter Reunion. Okay. I usually don't like discarding lands, but we might have to this time. They cast them one of them, which is great because I almost said it comes back, but obviously Bohukabok, it doesn't come back at all. Find a bolt. Do we want to Bitter Reunion away something? I feel like we will Bitter Reunion away the land here before we do anything else. Okay, find more lands. Quite nice. Glad we did that. Now let's attack for 2. Let's run the Inspector. I really like the Inspectors in situation like these, right? We can just start sacrificing the glues for more value, and let's go with the upgraded bluffs too. They are at 12 life already, which is awesome. They go Lembus. They pilfer away probably the bolt. That's fine. Okay, find the plains. Let's correct the clue. Find the Boros Garrison. Okay. Let's attack for 3. We will Boros Garrison the upgraded bluffs so that we can repeat the 1 damage. They go Rancid Earth on the Garrison. Good value. And it kills the Snacker. Good card. Find Bitter Reunion. Definitely castable. The discard probably the Perilous Landscape. Find the Fire Temper. Snacker comes back. This is good. I like the position we're in now. They are only on 1 card. Hit them for 1. Play the upgraded bluffs. They will crack the Lembus. Another one. Okay, that's a lot of life suddenly. I think the game is very far from over here. Icequake on the bluffs. Find the Perilous Landscape. Suddenly we are drawing a lot of lands. Could make the game actually quite close. We have the Temper though. Let's run the Landscape and thin the deck a little bit. We will, I think, end of turn cast Fire Temper and crack the Landscape, crack the Lembus. Alright, so back to 9. Sign in Blood. Okay, so that's card advantage. Okay, they go end step. So we will cast the Fire Temper, targeting the face. And we will use the Landscape, finding probably a mountain. Find Rally the Peasants. Okay, that's lethal if it works. They will cast down. I think we are using the Rally anyway, setting up lethal for next turn. Hit them for 3, play the plains and say go. Kill Lembus. And cast down. We are back to square 0. Let's see. They have even enough to crack the Lembus. Melded Moxide is really sweet actually. Let's play that. Correct the Lembus. Alright. We will discard the plains. Find Rally the Peasants and Prismatic Strands. Okay. I think we will correct the Moxide end step and just say go. If he had 4 mana, we could crack the Moxide and then Reunion for the win. They go Sign in Blood. Okay. Yeah, they go Witches and Choking Sand. So we will correct the Moxide in response. And that should be good game, right? We win the match. Very close. Very cool deck from them. GG against Mono Black Land Destruction. Hello guys, so second game of the day. I did make some changes and we go here against Lola95. We can keep this. Although we are going second, we have 2 lands, which is ideal. Hopefully we will be able to find more as the time goes. They go Lunark Veteran. Okay, wow. This might be like a Boros matchup or something of that sort. We will run the plains and go for Novice Inspector. We can turn to Skyfisher, I guess, if we don't find any discard spells. They go Thriving Moor, so they are testing, I think, some Ores of Bruise here. Maybe they are going... It's Esper. This might be Breathless Knight as far as I'm concerned. No attacks from them. Boros Garrison. So I think we will attack first. We will go for a mountain and of course Skyfisher back, the Novice Inspector. They go Careful Study, extremely spicy already. Let's see what it is. Dredgescape Zombie and another study. They go for another study. Alright. They go Sneaky Snacker. So they have the zombie and the snacker there. Okay, we find Grab the Prize, which I actually like, but we will save that for next turn. I think we actually don't have to. We can just discard the Rally the Peasants, right? I think this is the reason why I like Rally in this deck, since you can discard it for value and you don't need to wait for mana number 3 if you don't have the Sneaky Snacker. So I think we will do just that. We will grab the prize away, Rally the Peasants. We have Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning. We will go Boros Garrison. pick up probably the planes, and we will just say go. Okay, they actually get back the Dredgescape zombie, which gains them 1 life. Like you guys can see, I've added some chain lightnings to the mix. I thought we had a little bit, you know, not enough burn spells, so I wanted to fix that. I removed some creatures and the Battle Screech, and I think I made the deck a little bit more consistent. They recommissioned the Snacker. Okay, I think that's a decent target for Lightning Bolt. Find another Fire Temper, yet nothing to discard with yet. So I think we will use the Chain Lightning on the Snacker. We will attack for 2, and I guess we can Garrison, right? We have not much else to do here. We will Novice Inspector, I think. And we could either crack a clue or use the Garrison for next turn. I think I would like to crack the clue, actually. I don't want to bolt this guy. Okay, we find another land. We may be forced to crack the clue again next turn. They gain 1 life. That's a lot of life among these 2 Lunarch veterans. They cycle unearthed. Okay, sweet. Find a Novice Inspector. I don't mind that. We will attack first. If they double block, we will blow them out with Lightning Bolt. No blocks. Go down to 13. That's a lot of damage here, actually. But I would like to wait a little bit here. First, let's crack the clue. Find another Inspector. Don't mind that at all. Okay, let's go Inspector and Inspector. And we will hold up the Lightning Bolt for whatever they might do. If they don't do anything, we will bolt the face. And we also have the Rally in here, which can serve as a very nice finisher. They will Trabant Charm. Okay, I think we will bolt in response, trying to save the Skyfisher. We win the first game. Okay, I guess they had a little bit of a weird hand. Obviously, they are on a brew as we are. So we could go Journey, which does exile. That seems pretty important. And some Trabant Charms for the graveyard exiling thing. I think I would cut like 1 Chain Lightning, add 1 Journey, 1 Rally, add some Trabant Charms, and maybe 1 more Chain Lightning for 1 more Trabant Charm. They don't seem to have that much removal. I think even the Fairy Macaw could be worth a try. It's got 1 more Chain Lightning, Fairy Macaw, 1 Inspector. Okay, good. I think we have 1 Fairy Macaw in there. I think it could be really good against them. This hand is weird. No discard spells. We play 11 of them. Let's mulligan though. Grab the prize, Sneak a Snacker. I like this hand. I think it's quite good. Let's keep. And we will throw away 1 Skyfisher. They go Tri-Wing Heath on blue. Okay, Lightning Bolt. You'll go for planes. Play the Inspector. Next turn we have Boros Garrison. I love the Garrison since you can play just 19 lands in the deck and it feels actually pretty good with the Garrisons. They hardcast Dredgescape Zombie. Find the Snacker. I think we are taking a turn off here. I don't even really feel like attacking since it has unearthed. So I think I will just skip the turn completely. Boros Garrison the planes and say go. They will attack for 2, obviously no blocks. They could play a Snacker or something. They could also play like an Accursed Marauder if they run that. Thriving Moor on white, so they have all the 3 colors. And end step, Melded Moxide. I like that since we can bounce that with a Fissure. I think we are gonna go for that. So let's Moxide. Discard a Sneak a Snacker. Find the Landscape and a Bolt. And we will attack for 1, I believe. And then let's go for the Landscape. We will correct that for, I would say, probably red with this hand. They cycle the unearthed. Thriving Moor on blue. They have Brainstorm in there. Probably because of Snackers, I would say. We get hit for 2 yet again. And Lunarch Veteran, that's a good card. I was actually thinking about playing 1-2, but I just didn't find a space for it there. End step, we will correct the Perilous Landscape. Definitely a mountain here. Fire Temper is good. Let's attack first. We will probably use Grab the Prize, discarding the Snacker. Okay, Journey to Nowhere is nice, I like it. We could play that. How many cards we have? 7. So we could either play the Fissure or the Journey. I think the Journey can wait if they like reanimate a Breathless Knight or something. So we will prepare for next turn, play the Fissure, bounce back the Moxide. They will Trabant Charm. We sadly have no mana to bolt, so the Fissure will die. They will double attack, so this is a race. I can see that. They will play a Dredgescape Zombie again. Find a Snacker. That's actually an amazing draw. If this is a race, I think I want to grab the prize away the Snacker. Find some lands, great. So what are we thinking? We could Melded Moxide, grab the prize and start killing them very slowly. I'm a big fan of that. We could also Journey something, stop their life from going up. They will block, smart. And I think we will actually Journey to Nowhere the Lunarch Veteran. I don't want them to gain more life there. And we will hold up a mountain with a Lightning Bolt. Breathless Knight, here it is. I don't think they will be happy about us bolting the knight though. They will hit us for 4. This goes to exile and we should be fine here. Let's attack for 6. Let's Melded Moxide, discarding the Temper, and this should be a good game. pay 1, and that's GG right there. So good game, 2-0 against Breathless Knight. I know this was a homebrew, but I will showcase this deck. I think LoL is doing a great job in brewing some decks. Looks like they are having a lot of fun, and I respect the brewing, of course, as always. Welcome back to the conclusion, and before we jump into it, I actually want to give a big shout out to Griffin MTG, who is actually the first person who came up with this idea, even before Melded Moxite was a card. Basically, the idea they had is, you know, you have the Skyfisher and you want to bounce your draw 2, discard once with it, so you gain a lot of value. So that's completely their idea, and I want to give credit where it's due. Now, regarding the deck, I think this version is actually very powerful. The value you can generate is completely insane. I feel like you never run out of cards. We have settled with 19 lands with 4 Boros garrisons. You can return back the lands. Obviously, you can discard them to your spells. You actually have less lands, which makes the deck more consistent and less susceptible to flooding, which is, you know, a very good thing in a burn deck as well. And the inspectors are not only good because they are some early damage, they can be very threatening with Rally the Peasants, and also they create the clues, which are great in the late game. You can sacrifice them and draw more cards. Chain Lightning was a great addition, and full 11 of the discard 1 draw 2s are in place, I think, for Moxites, 4 Grab the Prize and 3 Reunions. I think you could play only 3 Grab the Prize and 4 Reunion, but that's completely, you know, your choice. I do like the price since it does deal 2 damage, which is very powerful. A big weakness of this deck are probably decks that have really big creatures like Ramp. Obviously we are playing 1 journey, but I could see playing more journeys in the main deck. I wasn't really sure with Rally the Peasants. I think it's quite good, but I think it's a flex spot. You could maybe play something else instead of this card, maybe something like Journey to Nowhere to battle this weakness of the deck. And the sideboard, I was pretty happy with it, but I would like to see some Relics of Progenitus. Yes, we have a graveyard synergy as well, but I think the Relic is one of the best cards to deal with the graveyard continually and not with bursts like with the Fairy Maca or the Traben Charm. So with that being said, let me know what you think about this deck and what would you change down in the comments. I personally love it. I will see you soon. Have a great day and bye.